Right. Hi, my name is Shanna Seitz. I own Coaster Creations, intuitive design with you in mind. I am here for my Future Friday with Donna Dunn. She owns Donna's A Place for Everything. I'm going to talk to her a little bit about what she does and why. So, Donna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate you having me on. I am Donna L. Dunn. I am an organizer and I love to help people find peace and serenity in their space. And I do that virtually and in person. And I do it because I just absolutely love it. I love fixing what's driving people crazy.
So, why did you start it?
I had been a teacher for 15 years and decided that my passion had changed. It wasn't the kids that made me change, it was just all the other stuff that was no longer fun anymore. So I had been organizing all my life and I thought, why not? Let's just do this. So I took a leap of faith, praise God, and said, okay, let me do this. And 5 years later, I'm still doing it. Really thrilled, really happy. And it's like a joy for me.
Awesome. So, what is your favorite part about it?
I love watching the expressions on my clients' faces when we walk in. I know it's despair. I know it's anxiety. I know it's very emotional and everything else. And I do a minimum of 4 hours. So in those four hours, I watch them change. I mean, we may go through tears and everything else in between, but at the end, the smiles, the feeling of positive energy again, feeling upbeat, very excited, so proud of themselves. I love watching them feel so changed. I mean, like it just brings me such joy to watch them change themselves.
That's awesome. So, you're more than just an organizer, you're kind of helping them with their mentality as well.
Well, I've been a widow for over 24 years, like 24 and a half years. So I bring part of that with me, the empathy of understanding how grieving it is, even if it's not from a loss of somebody. But you have to grieve letting go of things. And so I help them through that process. And I've been a teacher, like I said. So I love to teach people things. And so that's just part of it. And I've learned to listen. And I'm also a cancer survivor, and I had disabilities that I couldn't do for a long time. So it helps me understand those with disabilities or limitations, how to help them through the process because I had my own limitations for a while and I had to learn to readjust things.
Well, that's very good. So, what do you hope people will get out of your service?
Mostly peace and serenity and understanding that they can have that positive energy around them if they let go of that negative, and it starts at one spot. You don't take the whole picture in. You start in one spot, work your way around. And most important to me is that when I leave them, I've left them with a knowledge of how to do it. They can call me back anytime they need to. They can make a phone call to me anytime they need to, but they have the abilities to do this on their own if they really want to.
Great. Giving them a little bit of empowerment themselves.
Correct.
That's awesome. So, what kind of services do you provide? I know that you're an organizer, but how do you provide those services? What does that look like?
All right. So if I'm doing virtual, obviously I'm on Zoom. Or if they have to be on a phone and I'm on my phone, I don't care how it works. I'll with them through the process of looking at everything, talking them through the process, helping them any way I can. I love, being virtual, but my passion is in person. When I'm in person, I'm in there with my clients. My hands are in there. I'm moving, I'm thinking, I'm working with them, and I get to feel that energy and positive stuff going back and forth. I help my clients pack for moves, unpack for moves, downsize. Right, actually, tomorrow I'll be doing a major move for someone who has limited abilities. And so I will be her voice and her arms and her legs through the whole process from beginning to end to get her into before I leave tomorrow night, that she has a place to be her bed, her kitchen, and her bathroom, the main three rooms, so that she'll be fine. And I do it by also I help my kids. Any kids who need help. I help them, and I'm not mom and dad saying, let's go clean your room. I'm, Miss Donna who's going to come and play with them, but I'm also listening to them. How does it work for them? And not how it works for mom and dad, but how's it really going to work for them so that everybody's happy? And so then I work with them that way. I just love it.
Awesome. That is great. Um, so, is there anything up and coming that you're really excited about? Any classes, services, products that you're about to launch that you're really excited to launch?
Well, come to think of it, I am. I have a book coming out. my own personal book. I've been a international bestselling author in with Houses of Light is a book that 26 other authors and I were in. But I'm in my own personal book, and it's called Serenity in Your Space, How I Found Mine.
Mhm.
And that'll due out by the end of the year. So before the end of December, it should be out. It'll be launched. I'm so excited. And I'm going to announce you made my cover. I absolutely love my cover. Um, it just, it makes me so excited just to have it the way it is. You bring the serenity that I wanted when people hold the book in their hand and the tips that I put in it. So that's great for me. And I'm also doing some workshops. They're coming up, and I'm hoping to get them in. If I don't get by the end of October, then at least all of November, getting some workshops in so people can workshop with me and, learn some tips ahead of time.
That's great. I love the workshops that, the little tidbits of information, break it up a little bit. So those are great. And yeah, I'm excited about your book coming out too. I've done the cover, but I haven't read any of it. To read it.
It's coming. It's coming. It's in the last editing stage right now. And then by the end of the week, it should be in my hands again and ready to go.
So one thing, that I do, but my viewers might not know, is that I do a lot of branding packages, and I actually talk about your branding a lot with people when I'm giving an example of branding. So I just wanted to say that you do that really, really well. Like your blues or and everything you do. Even that's what I had a video the other day where I talked about the fact that you wear blues to go to your client's house, or you or on your Zoom calls or whatever it looks like, but it's in everything you do, so that those impressions are always leaving, and that you just do that really, really well. So I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to point that out, that's done very well. There's a bee right in front of my face.
Please don't get stung.
You won't know. Be tough. Um, but I just wanted to ask, like, how you came up with your logo, your branding, and what made you decide to do it that way, like to wear it everywhere.
Um, my logo is helping hands. Um, I usually have it up, but I didn't put it up for today. But I usually have it, and so it is the two hands, one hand reaching out and my hand reaching down to get them, so that I'm always there to help it. I absolutely love blue. It is a tranquil color. It's a calming color for me. And so to me, when I think of it, I think of how can I help people, because water is calming. And to me, that's blue. So I'm just thinking of what makes them feel calm. Um, I had already thought of this and I had it running for a long time. And then I had a fellow 7 member of mine, Alicia Shoemaker, she updated my brand a little better for me and put a little oomph to it. So she helped me blend my colors better than I had them, because I'm a couple of different blues together so that you see the different fading of colors. So I just love it. I feel like if I'm wearing my colors, one with the mask for COVID all that time, they knew me by my color, besides my name tag, but they knew me by my colors that were always on me. My car is actually the color of one of the things. So you see me by my car. It's just, I feel like it's who you are. So if I'm really promoting being tranquil and calm and being my business, if I stay in those colors and everybody sees me, it kind of reminds them whenever they see me. It's like, oh, she does that. What does she do? Oh, she does organizing. That's, I'm hoping that's what it triggers for everybody.
Right. Yeah. Blue. It's also triggering the piece that you're offering too. Because color psychology, those blues do peace and tranquility and serenity and all the things that you are offering to your clients by being more organized in their spaces, even more organized in their own minds. Like, it's a little bit of what you do as well. I've heard you talk at many different meetings, and it seems like it's more than just cleaning out a space. It's changing their whole mindset, and I
It
really
is.
appreciate that, because a lot of people are just going in there to do a one-time fix, and okay, well, now it's job security, I get to come back. Well, that's not your end goal. Like, your end goal is to create a system for them that works. And I really appreciate that it's more about them than it is you.
It's not cookie cutter either. I can't cookie cutter anybody. I
Mhm.
mean, everybody's an individual. So what might work for one person does not work for another. Even if you have identical houses or identical space, you mentally think of things differently. which is why kids do not think the same way parents do, which is why when I work with a kid, parents aren't allowed in the room. We have the parent rules of no fire hazards, are you allowed to eat in the room, and like the basics, and then they have to leave just so the kids can think, how would it work for them? And usually everybody, even adults, we all think differently. So I have to think, what are your abilities? Where does your mind go? Left-sided people over right-sided people think totally different, and I have to twist things reverse for them to make sure it fits their needs. And so
Right.
I try to make sure I'm a good listener to them, because it's important that when I leave, it works for them. It doesn't help them if I leave and they're like, it goes right back. It has to make sense to them.
Yeah, that's what I really appreciate about the way that you create these systems, because they're not cookie cutter, as you were saying. They are custom made for each customer. Like, I am different than the next client. The next client, my daughter's different than me. Like, it's just amazing to me the way that you create these things. You're almost like a psychiatrist, the way that you're like dissecting the way they think and then turning it into a system that works. And I've seen all your posts. The your link to your page and your website will be in the description of this video. But like, I've seen all your posts of all the before and afters, and it's just some amazing stuff. So
Thank you.
I very much appreciate you coming on here
And
and
thank you for asking me.
talking a little bit about your company, because as the description says, I when I find a company I love, I like to give them a little bit of love on my platforms, which I have just recently started a YouTube channel. This will be on, and it's also going to be on Facebook. um, I will eventually be starting a podcast about branding and stuff like that, so the audio of this will also be on that as well, but I have not done it yet, so it's not going to be on there yet.
Everything's a process.
So I appreciate you coming on here and talking to me about your business and what you do. I love the way that you create, and it's a little bit closer to me, because I originally was going to be an organizer. That's what I wanted to do when I was going to start a business, but I couldn't really seem to get it off the ground. Maybe I just wasn't passionate enough about it. I don't know what it was. It was
Well,
more.
I'm glad you didn't, because I wouldn't have a book cover.
So I ended up doing these, and I love what I do. So I like, there's so many different people doing different things and excelling at them, and it's just exciting for me to watch people that I admire do so well. And so I just want to bring them on my platforms, give them a new audience that might be able to, they can find some clients within, or can spread the word about them if they know anybody. So if you're watching this and you know anybody that needs an organizer, or you need an organizer, click on the links above in the description or below in the description if this is on YouTube, and get in contact with Donna, because you will not regret it.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And